In this video, I'm going to cover whether becoming a digital nomad is something that can actually benefit you, if it's a lifestyle that can even work for you. See, a digital nomad is someone that travels around the world working from their laptop. Whether you have a job or you have an online business, your life is going to be involving a lot of traveling and a lot of working remotely away from home. And this video is going to help you decide if that is something that actually works for you and if it is a lifestyle that you can actually enjoy and make profitable. Okay, so as usual, if you like this video, please make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. I would love to hear your feedback. So let's get into it. So to become a digital nomad, you have to understand several aspects, okay? Because I've been a digital nomad for 3 years now. I've solo traveled across Japan, Vietnam, Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, Bali. I've lived in each location for a long time. And I'm not even from any of these countries. I'm from Australia. And the only way that I've been able to live in these countries for such a long period of time is because of the fact that my work, my business is completely online, meaning that I don't have to be in a particular location. I can be wherever I want to be in the world and still generate income on a daily basis. And that's the most important thing, is that if you want to live as a digital nomad, you have to be able to have channels of income that support your lifestyle. Otherwise, you might find yourself struggling a lot. Even if you're living in a country which has a low GDP, such as, for example, Indonesia or even Vietnam, you might find yourself a bit stressed out if you don't have these channels of income in place. So here's the things that you're going to need. You need to recognize your core values, your personality type, your emotional and practical readiness, and your work habits and income potential. Okay, so the first thing to recognize is your core value alignment. So this section here is all about ranking what your values are. So go ahead and rank it from 1 to 10. This worksheet, by the way, is at the bottom of the video. You can download a free copy for yourself and you can fill it out in your own time to figure out if this particular type of lifestyle is for you. So first things first, make sure you rank these from 1 to 10. Naturally, the ones that are at the top that are going to be most aligned with a digital nomad are going to be freedom and flexibility, personal growth, adventure, relationships and consistency and community, minimalism and simplicity, and financial consistency, right? These are the ones that are going to help you live your best possible life as a digital nomad. Now, if your values don't align with these top ones, that's okay, but it just means that you might find yourself struggling a lot to adapt to the remote lifestyle, because you might actually prefer something more stable and consistent, such as having a home base or staying in one environment, or perhaps even working from an office. The next section is about looking at your mindset and personality inventory. Okay, so you need to rank these from 1 to 8, basically looking at the score of what's the most important. So there's a whole bunch of options here for you. Rank them in terms of strongly disagree to strongly agree. And then what you want to do is you want to actually tabulate the score at the end out of 40. And I said 8 before, but actually it should be 5. Okay, so add all these up, and at the score then you'll find out if you're actually mentally suited for a nomad lifestyle. Because there's quite a few of these that you need to be comfortable with before you go out and try to become a digital nomad. You need to be very comfortable with change and uncertainty. For myself, having lived overseas for a long period of time, in fact, I only just returned to Australia after about 1.5 years away, is you have to be very comfortable with things constantly changing. Every day is going to look very different. You have to be able to plan and keep yourself accountable on a very regular, consistent basis. Otherwise, you will struggle in the long term. You need to be self-motivated as well. If you're a digital nomad and you're working from your laptop, either from a remote job or an online business, you need to actually take care of yourself, meaning you need to know what you need to do each day. You need to wake up on time, you need to do the right things, and you must stay accountable. Otherwise, you will not be able to last, because it's very easy to get yourself distracted by the beach or by the bar or by any kind of activities that exist. In many of these countries that have a lot of fun things to do, you might find yourself distracted. And for me, in my first year of being a digital nomad in 2023, I would say I did struggle with that a lot. I was more concerned about the traveling than the work, and therefore I found myself struggling a lot to stay consistent. Another thing is you have to be comfortable with being alone. A lot of the time as a digital nomad, you will be alone. Of course, you might make friends overseas, but for the most part, you will struggle to find people consistently, because you'll be moving from place to place. So you need to be comfortable with being on your own a lot of the time. You need to be able to adapt. So once you're off the plane, there might be a different language, you might be different cultures that you have to learn, different currencies. So you have to learn how to adapt to these environments very fast. This could mean a lot of stressful, unfamiliar situations, such as taking a taxi in Vietnam, or it might even be learning how to change money in Japan, or even order food, There's so many different unfamiliar situations that you need to learn to become adaptable and be really relaxed so that you don't feel overwhelmed. You also can't take a lot of things with you. Primarily, you might be carrying just a backpack. So for me, I've traveled the world with a tiny 6-liter backpack. I've carried my laptop, a couple of clothes, a couple of other electronics, but that's usually just all I carry. Even to this day, that's all I really carry, just a tiny bag. So if you don't care for stuff too much, and you're happy to just be at home out of a small backpack, then this type of lifestyle is for you. On top of this, you need to be resourceful and figure things out. So for example, figuring how to use apps like Grab or Didi, figuring out how to translate using Google Translate, figuring out how to buy and communicate with people who don't speak your language. You need to be comfortable with people not necessarily understanding your context. And last of all, you don't need to rely heavily on external validation, meaning that when you travel alone, a lot of the time you will be alone, meaning people won't always be able to make you feel good, meaning that sometimes you have to battle your own problems internally. Of course, you can call home, but this will teach you how to deal with hardship on your own. So the next one is skills and work structure. So for example, what do you do for income? Can your work be done online? Obviously, if your work can't be done online, then you can't be a digital nomad. You need to be able to make money online, or else this just isn't going to work out. Can the work be done in terms of a schedule? Do you have systems in place for your income, savings, or taxes? And are you actually self-directed in terms of your work habits and productivity? Meaning that if you can't actually get yourself to do things without other people prompting you, this is not the lifestyle for you. You need to build your own systems. You need to be self-directed. You need to be self-motivated, and you need to actually work towards something consistently without somebody else in your corner telling you need to do this or you need to do that. It's all about you for you, and therefore having an online business or a remote job means that you are in charge of yourself. And if you can't be self-accountable, then you will probably not succeed at your job or your business. You have to work very hard, even though you might be living and working out of paradise. So here as well, a few other things to look at is, do you actually need a boss or a team? For me, I don't. I enjoy working on my own. I make money on my own. I do everything on my own, and I love it that way because I can work as fast or as slow as I want. And can you work in different time zones? So I've worked in many time zones, and even now I work with clients across the world, so time zone is never really a factor. And therefore, because I'm used to working in different time zones, it doesn't matter where I am. I wake up or I sleep depending on my work schedule. And if this is something that you're happy to do, then this lifestyle is for you as well. I've worked with people from the US, the UK, from the EU, from Japan, and I've worked from some of those locations as well. So the constantly changing time zone means you may have more or less sleep, but ultimately you have to be okay with this. And it comes back to being adaptable. The next section is a lifestyle compatibility check. So for example, if you love all of these aspects, for example, exploring new places, traveling, having less possessions, moving between time zones, being away from home, finding new friends, finding new places, learning new customs, actually protecting yourself with international travel insurances. And for that, I would actually recommend Nomad insurance. They're very good. They've protected me for a long time. And if you can actually budget and handle unexpected costs, so you have some financial backing and buffer behind you, this is going to be okay for you. You will survive. It might be a bit hard, but you will be okay if anything happens. I do not recommend doing this if you do not have a financial buffer behind you of, let's say, at least $50,000, because you want that buffer in place just in case anything happens to you while you're away from home. Section 5. So this is about visualization, a very simple exercise. So close your eyes, picture this entire scenario, which is basically you come off the plane, you don't know anybody, your bank isn't working, your SIM card isn't working, you don't know how to make things work. Are you going to freak out, or are you going to be excited by this? And if you find yourself being stressed and overwhelmed, that's okay. I was as well. But you get used to it happening again and again for every new country you might travel to, and it becomes a part of the process to figure these things out and have a system in place that you can follow. Section 6, the last section, is you need to really think, like, what do you want for becoming a digital nomad? So for me, it's all about experience. I love experience. I love going to new places, trying new foods, meeting new people. I'm an extroverted person, and therefore this is the perfect lifestyle for me. So you have to decide what you want. So I want experiences. Do you want experiences? or do you just want freedom, or do you just want to move away from home? It really depends on you. Do you believe success is location-based or identity-based? Now, this is up to you. I personally think that it is identity-based. You do not need to be in a particular company or job to be successful. You can do this on your own if you have the ability to create your own online business, which is something that I will show you how to do with my YouTube channel and with my book and with my website. So feel free to check all those out in the description below. And is this lifestyle a tool to help me grow or an escape, something I haven't resolved? So if you are using solo travel to run away from home and forget the things that you are running away from, I do not recommend this lifestyle, because you will spend a lot of your time traveling worrying about things back home. It's better off to actually do this to grow and discover new things than to run away from something, because eventually it will catch up and you will need to resolve those issues anyways. So go through and tabulate all of these points. You can see there's a point attached for each component, and put your score out of 6. Now, if you are at a high tier, so you're 5 out of 6, then you're ready. You're ready to live a digital nomad lifestyle, so start building your systems, get that remote job, build your online business, start traveling, no worries. If you're in the middle, 3 to 4.5, you have potential, but you should try it first, so maybe start taking holidays and traveling, and bringing your work with you, so try if you can do hybrid. And 0 to 2.5, if you get a low score, then you're not ready. Being at home is something you love, and this is not the lifestyle for you. And once again, I reiterate, unless you have a good financial buffer in place behind you, I do not recommend this lifestyle. Some crazy things can happen overseas, and you will need to have money behind you just in case anything happens. And take my word for it, many crazy things have happened to me while I'm overseas. And I've been very glad to have my travel insurance. I've been very glad to have my financial buffer, my business, my clients, and everything behind me, because if I didn't, I think I would absolutely freak out due to a lack of control of the situation. Okay, so this is very important. So make sure that you're actually prepared. Everything in this worksheet is something that you should think about, but most of all, make sure that you're prepared financially to survive in case anything happens. So your next steps are, if you have finished this worksheet and you saved it, like I mentioned, it's in the description below. Grab a free copy for yourself. All you have to do is decide the online business model to build that. And for that, I can help you as well. You can watch more of my videos. You can check out my website, read my book. Once again, everything is in the description below. I show you how to do this for free. And if you would like to learn from me personally, you can contact me as well. And of course, there are other things that I offer as well, such as my coaching, my book, my courses, and you can follow me on social media, or you can reach out to me and I can help you free of charge. So this is the end of the video. Essentially, by now you should have a good idea if becoming a digital nomad is actually going to be suitable for you as a person. If it's not suitable for you, don't even worry about it. You might just need more time to build up your own life and your own systems. But for the most part, if you're drawn and called to this lifestyle, then you and I have a lot in common, because I also love to live overseas. I love to work remotely. I love to be self-independent. And if you're an independent person, this is probably the only lifestyle that is going to really keep you excited and driven and motivated in the long term. Because your traditional careers simply will not be able to do that for you if you crave independence, freedom, and adventure. So if you like this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video out to anyone you know who needs it, and I look forward to seeing you for the next one.